Hello and welcome back to another episode of Together We Can. I'm your host, Kevin Bargender. Today I'm joined by ERSI Manager of Western Dairyland, Sherri van Vuren. We also have Family and Community Manager, Sarah McAllister, and Early Head Start Home Base Manager, Linsey Kaufman, to discuss Head Start today. So welcome everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
So what is Head Start?
So Head Start is a comprehensive early education program. We're a program that's been around for over 50 years. We serve families that are at risk, families in poverty. We provide comprehensive early learning services. We focus on math, early math and literacy skills. We have a program that we build self-confidence in children. We work them towards success in school and beyond. Lots of aspects of the Head Start program include family engagements and parents as partners. We work with the local community. We just really help families and children succeed. Federally funded program. We've been around, as I said, for over 50 years. Although federally funded, we are funded by grants, and so we have federal oversight that we follow, so high standards in federal regulations and child care licensing. And we're committed to teach the whole family, not just the child, in the Head Start program.
So what can families expect for their children to learn?
In Head Start, children learn school readiness. They learn how to interact with a group of other children. They learn how to sit for a story time. They learn how to take care of themselves. Children are responsible for, when they come to school, dressing themselves, taking off their coats and their boots in the wintertime, making sure that their belongings are in their own space. They learn how to self-regulate. A lot of times for children, this is their first experience in a group of children of similar ages, and so they are learning to sit, they're learning to pay attention, they're learning to interact with other children. They're learning those early education skills. They're learning their ABCs, they're learning their numbers, they're learning colors and things that they may not know coming into the program.
What age typically is the child that goes into this program?
We start at prenatal, actually. We have an early Head Start that serves prenatal through age 5. So in our early Head Start program, we have programs, it's a home-based option, and Linsey will speak more about what the early Head Start is. And then we have a center-based Head Start. When they turn 3, they're eligible to attend the center. So basically, children and families prenatal to age 5 can enroll in the Head Start program.
So what is the role for each of you in the Head Start program?
So my title is ERSI Manager, and ERSI is an acronym for everything that has to do with enrollment. So finding families, recruiting them into the program, enrolling, and then monitoring the attendance while they're in the program.
And I supervise the early Head Start program. So those are our youngest Head Start learners. So it's the expectant families, and then those infants and toddlers as they navigate and getting ready to go into our centers.
I'm the Family and Community Manager, and so I oversee the family engagement part of our program. I supervise a group of staff called Family Service Specialists. They work directly with families on many things, such as goal setting, helping the family develop school readiness goals for their children. That's my role.
So what do each of you find rewarding about your role?
Working with families just in general, and knowing that children and families that have no experience in early education come out of our program just seeing the growth in the child and the readiness for school, and the growth that the families are seeing as well. Families that may have come into our program unemployed, finding a job. Families that may have been struggling to find food, connecting to resources in the community and having food available for their families. So just seeing the growth, not only in the children, but in the families in the Head Start program.
In early Head Start is like the most unique opportunity to start working with an expectant family when they find out that they're pregnant, and to be able to support them as they grow in their pregnancy and grow into parenthood. There's kind of nothing really like that exists. And then to really be able to foster their child's learning and growth, and kind of have that very gentle handoff, hopefully, to a center where they can continue their education.
Awesome.
And I could pretty much say ditto to what Sherri said. I love seeing the growth in the families. I'm also a part of something called Policy Council, where our parents are a part of a decision-making group. And I love seeing they come into the program or that setting. They may be shy, not really sure what to do, and within a couple of months, they're leading the meetings, they're making decisions, they're looking at our budget. So I just love seeing that growth also.
Awesome. And what impact do you kind of feel that you make with this Head Start program?
We have a big impact not only on the children and families that we serve, we have an impact on the community as well. The Head Start program partners with community programs if there's maintenance or things that need to be provided in the centers. We're looking for local contractors to facilitate that. Hiring our staff that work in our centers or in our home-based facilities or home-based programs are staff from the communities that we have our centers at, and so we're hiring from the communities. We are looking for anytime there's services that our program needs, how can we find those services locally? And our agency as a whole, the Western Dairyland Agency, provides a community assessment every 5 years. And that community assessment helps identify what's lacking in a community. And then we look at how can Head Start perhaps find services to fill that gap that may be needed in the community.
So why do you think it's really important to get a quality education early in life?
We know that brain development starts, that 90% of a child's brain is developed by the time they're age 4 years old. So when we're talking about that much growth and brain development happening, we need to make sure that those children are in quality facilities and that that education and that growth is stimulated. And that's what the Head Start program does, and that's why early Head Start is so important as well, so we can get in there at an early age and offer high quality early educational experiences.
What would you say makes Head Start different from other early education programs?
I'll take that. So I believe what makes us different is the comprehensive services that we provide. Yes, we're providing quality educational services to children, but we're also looking at their health, their wellness, and then also providing the family engagement part of our program. So when our children come into the program, we screen their hearing and vision, and I can tell you that about 10% of our children were identified this year needing glasses. And if that screening wasn't available, it would be years to come before that would be picked up. And so I just think that is a key to our program. I also think about the social and emotional development of our children, and we have very strong curriculum around social and emotional development. We help children learn to regulate their feelings, to identify their feelings. Most children in an early childhood setting, there'll be a conflict of some sort. Maybe it's around sharing or turn taking. We help children we guide children through that. And also then our family engagement. So our families are very engaged from the very beginning. We talk to them, we partner with them about their child's school readiness and what kind of goals that they have for their children. And then from there, we develop plans. So each child gets kind of their own individualized program. Then in addition to that, we also have family engagement activities that happen. Our families help plan those. And then they participate in those, and some of those might be like a family reading night or a game day, or we did a tour. We went to the fire station. We had a Dad and Me event. So we also focus on some very specific events like that, where we're partnering with families. And then I've already alluded a little to the policy council, but then we also have parent committee meetings at a local level, so that they can be involved in our program. And I really think that's what sets our program or makes our program different than other programs.
Awesome. What makes kind of Head Start unique, what kind of services I meant to ask is, do they provide to people that are pregnant, infants, toddlers, stuff like that?
Like Sarah mentioned, the curriculum is a really huge component. I think there's the educational curriculum that we bring into home, even with our infants and toddlers. And there's also a home visiting curriculum that we use too. So like Sherri mentioned, we're not just talking about the individual child that's an early Head Start. It's that whole family piece that we want to address, which is extremely unique. But also really holding that parent as their child's first teacher, and that space for them to really grow as a parent, and to learn along the way and to let them lead us too.
Do you offer mental health services?
We provide mental health services to the children and families enrolled in our program. So as part of the child's school experience, we have mental health coordinator that we consult with. She observes the children, she observes the classroom, she observes the staff. She offers us suggestions on how we can work specifically with a child that may be experiencing some social emotional concerns or is having trouble regulating, and it's beyond what is typical or ordinary that we deal with children, and we can bring in our mental health consultant and she can offer suggestions. We also have a mental health consultant that can work directly with the children in our centers. And then beyond that, for families that are enrolled in our program, we can support the families beyond just the child in the classroom with mental health services.
And then you offer courses in different languages as well?
We do, not necessarily courses, but we have dual language staff. So we understand that there's a lot of families that may not have English as their primary first language, and children may come to our program not speaking any English at all. And so we try to have bilingual staff available to support the child in the classroom and the family as a whole. As Sarah talked about those parent experiences, we have bilingual staff to help support that, especially in the home-based areas as well. It's sometimes difficult to communicate with a family that may not have English as their primary language. So we have opportunities in staff, and we get creative in how we can communicate with those families to make sure that we are providing the best services in their home language. We understand the importance of children maintaining that home language if they may not if English is their second language, and promoting with the family the importance of maintaining that home language.
And what are your hours of operation?
So we are a school year program. Our centers are all now full day school year programs. So 7 to 7.5 hours a day, depending upon the particular site. We provide, when a child comes to Head Start, they're provided with a breakfast, a lunch, and an afternoon snack before they go home. So they have a full day of Head Start experience. They're provided nutritious meals while they're there. And then also we have a rest time that's incorporated to our day as well. We do operate during the school year, and we try to, as much as possible, coordinate our calendar to match what the school district that we're residing in. So if your elementary school child has a vacation day, then we try to have a Head Start vacation day at that same time. So.
And Early Head Start is a little unique and different. It is a year-round program, so we do home visits in the summer as well.
Awesome. And then could kids come to Head Start like before or after school as well, or is it just on days that they have off?
We do not have before or after Head Start programming. We do not have wraparound childcare. We strictly have our Head Start classroom operations.
Okay. And where is Head Start located?
So we have Head Start located. Head Start is actually a nationwide program. So any county community in the nation has a Head Start somewhere associated with them. For the Western Dairyland program, we operate in Eau Claire, Buffalo, Trempealeau, and Jackson counties. So in Trempealeau County specifically, we have 3 center-based options, and then our home-based option covers the whole county. So in Trempealeau, we have a center in Arcadia and Blair, and those are both located in the elementary school. And then in Independence, we have a center that is standalone. So unfortunately, we do not provide transportation to the Independence Center, but the Blair and Arcadia centers, we contract with the school district to provide transportation to and from.
How do people and families get enrolled in the Head Start program?
So our application process for Head Start is very simple. Just visit our website. It's wdheadstart.org. Once an application is received, someone of our staff will reach out to the family via phone, text, or email, the best way to get a hold of them. And conduct an either in-person or telephone interview with the family, whichever is most convenient for the family. And then we'll ask them some questions, get to know their family, what their situation is, and we'll ask to verify their income. Income eligibility for Head Start is a family's income is at or below 100% of federal poverty level. If a family is receiving food share, SSI, supplemental security income, or TANF, temporary assistance for needy families, that's considered automatic eligibility for Head Start, and we can consider them based on that. If a family is experiencing homelessness or if a child is placed in foster care, those again are automatic eligibilities as well. And we can actually prioritize those children in foster care or those families experiencing homelessness, so we can ensure that we're giving services to those families that are most in need.
And do the families most in need, do they still pay the same as everyone else, or do they get a reduced rate?
So that's another thing that's unique about Head Start is we are a completely free program to all the enrolled families, and that's why we have the eligibility guidelines that we do, is because of our federal funding and to ensure that we are providing services to the neediest families. No fees are ever asked of any families in the Head Start program. Everything is free of charge. The meals, the activities, everything that we provide is at no cost to our enrolled families.
That's great. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
We have vacancies in our programs. We do maintain full enrollment throughout the program year, so we always encourage families to apply at any time during the school year. Early Head Start, as we said, we can enroll prenatal up to age 3 in the Early Head Start program. And then for the Head Start program, we can enroll after they turn 3 years old and through the program year that they turn 5 or until they're kindergarten age eligible. So we're always maintaining a waiting list, so apply and get your name on the list.
Awesome. Well, I'd like to thank Sherri, Sarah, and Linsey for joining us today, and our viewers at home as well. I'm your host, Kevin Bargender, and we will see you next time on Together We Can.
I feel that the Head Start program is important because school readiness is such a big deal, and it's not something that you necessarily think about when you're in the throes of new parenthood. You just start to learn to expect certain things out of kids of a certain age, and after he began with Head Start, he proved me wrong on that a lot of the time, that he was indeed ready for a lot more independence and self-regulation, and that was the biggest difference that I noticed. The classroom environment is small and focused. It allows the children to practice transitions and practice their schedules. He likes being in a class with kids his own age, and he just likes the whole environment. I had presumed to know a lot about what was required of my son to be eligible for preschool, and so I didn't make the call until he was a certain age, thinking he would be too young, and had I known, I would have made the call sooner. that they would help with potty training and they would help with everything that's going on at home. Head Start has supported me individually because I'm not from this area, and not having family around has been hard. It's been isolating sometimes, and Head Start helped plug me into the community. And they were also a support system. We work as a team to help my son achieve his goals. So it's just been nice to have another family, another support system when I needed it.